Is it doing anything?
Nope, I see a haunted house.
Yeah, it should be playing. Okay, well, that's really rude.
Wait, I'll go see the.
It doesn't look like it's playing on the thing either. Okay, well, that's cool. Oh, wait, do I have to press play? I guess I do. My bad.
Oh, no, it's broken.
Okay, there's probably a smoother way to end all of that, but I want it to be very like Stranger Things.
Yeah, I got the vibe.
Cool. But yeah, now I don't know how to get it to go away.
Oh no, it's stuck in here.
Yeah, so these technical difficulties on this particular one are kicking my ass. So hi everyone, welcome to Halfway to Halloween. This is the crochet along where we are making some cute and very friendly crochet patches. Last time we made a Jason Voorhees patch. This is the one we made. And today we're going to be making Pennywise. If you are looking for hey Chris, hey Vicky.
Hi.
So oh yeah, and I can't forget that I have my very super helpful friend here today. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, what's up? I'm Winter. I'm Ian's friend, and we've known each other for a while. We've
Hmm.
been crocheting and doing crazy stuff on live.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
I know.
Yep, we're living on a prayer, Chris. Um, so in today's video, we're gonna do some techniques that are, I mean, I would say like just a little bit different. You might have encountered them if you did. I know when I first encountered this, I was doing a mandala blanket. And so that's how I kind of learned to kind of look at things a little bit differently. So I don't think that any of these are particularly hard to do. They're just kind of different stitches that we'll work together on. So you don't have to be an insanely advanced crocheter by any means to do this. Sometimes this black on this eye makes it look a little wonky. It bothers me. So let's go through the supplies you need. I have the written pattern available on my blog. If you find uh, if you find written patterns are a little bit uh, easier to follow than my voice. Is Winter Swedish?
No, I'm Canadian. I'm from Quebec, Chris.
Yeah, so a little bit different than Sweden.
I speak French, and Swedish people don't really speak French, I don't think.
Yeah, the more you know. um, but um, but yeah, so we're gonna be crocheting the face, which includes the hair. That's all one piece. I'm going to show you how to make the eyes and the nose, and then the rest is embroidery. As with the other pattern and all the patterns, really, with as much or little embroidery as you want to do, you can do. You can use puff paint. You can use things like that. So you need white. I used 4-weight yarn for everything. So I used white and orange, yellow, black, and red.
It's okay,
And
Chris.
what do you say?
I said it's okay, Chris. Chris said, "Oh, guessing accent fail on my part."
It's okay, Chris. You can't be perfect. You gotta leave some for the rest of us. um, so those are the yarns that I used. I'm going to be using a yarn needle to weave in my embroidery, and if I'm sewing in any ends, I'm going to do that. Again, with this one, I didn't really do that unless I needed to for the edges around the outside. I just kind of tied things off really abruptly because it's going to be covered anyways. And I'm using a 4mm hook. And for this one, I'm also using stitch markers because I kind of help with the hairline and where you're placing things. Because these stitches right here, placing them in like the specific spots that I wanted them to be centered, I kind of had to like wiggle them around a little bit. So, but yeah, so let's get going. And I will show you how to make Pennywise.
Thank you, Vicky. It's a shawl, actually. It's a triangle shawl.
I love the colors. They're so good.
Yeah, I just got a ton of big twist living. And I gotta say, it's one of my favorites to work with so far. It's so soft and nice.
Absolutely. So soft. Like, just like feels great. Like, doesn't have any like weird, like gross, like stickiness or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no like residual feeling on your fingers when you use it. Like, just a really good yarn.
Yeah.
And obviously, we love the colors.
Yeah, exactly. I'm making it specifically for the colors.
Okay, so we're going to start out by doing a magic ring. So we're going to be starting with the face and hair piece. So we're going to start with our white yarn and we're going to be doing a magic ring. So I showed you how I did my magic ring last time, but I'll show you again because, you know, why not? So I keep the tail of my yarn facing down in my non-dominant hand, so that's my left hand. And then I am going to hold the yarn and I'm going to gently wrap it around my two fingers, my pointer and my middle finger. And then when I come to wrap it up again, I'm going to go over the left-hand side of the yarn and make a little X on top of my fingers. And then I'm going to take my crochet hook, and on the top of the X, I'm going to go under the right side, and I'm going to catch the left side and pull that through. And then I'm going to take my working yarn and yarn over and pull through. Oh, maybe not.
Vicky is doing the virus shawl, the virus granny shawl. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Amy. Welcome in.
Okay, so just imagine I did my magic ring right. And it's so much harder to do things in slow motion and on camera, you know?
Oh, yeah. You might want to do that a little bit higher because we can't see so well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm trying to place my picture, my background picture, just so I can kind of
Do
see.
it right on Elvira's,
Babies.
Yeah.
That's what they're for. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Okay, so into the magic ring, we're going to place 12 double crochets. So I'm going to first chain up one. So that chain, that loop that we pulled through in the magic ring doesn't count as a chain. So we've got our chain one. And then I'm going to, oh shit, I did my chain one with my end. You don't want to do that. A lot of my tutorials are like, don't do this. I'm going to chain up one and then 12 doubles into your magic ring. So a lot of this pattern is going to be kind of a modification of like the flat circle technique, similar to what you would use if you were making a crochet hat from the top down. So I'm using all those principles and just kind of shaping it here and there to make it, look a specific way. Now, like I said, the hair is where you get a little funky into the stitches. There's only a couple of them, and they're really not difficult. It's just you might not have done them that specific way before, but I think that they look really cool like that. So hopefully when we get there, it'll be easy enough to follow. Also, I wrote these patterns and I did them, but I haven't done them like more than once, so I might encounter some, issues with the original pattern as we're going through. If that's the case, we can work through them together. Okay, so not counting my chain space, or my chain one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Welcome in, Diane.
Hi, Diane. Welcome. So if you're just joining us, you can catch up pretty easily. I'm working on Pennywise. We are working on the face and hair. That is all one piece. And then we're going to be doing 2 eyes and the nose. What we did is we did a magic ring in white for round 1 of the face, and we put 12 double crochets into the magic ring.
Can I just say, like, I think this is the cutest one you've done so far.
This is my favorite. This is why I was like, if
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out with a bang, this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to put Pennywise out there.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
So, so once you've done your 12 double crochets, you're gonna slip stitch into your first double crochet, and that's gonna be the end of round 1. So it should be a perfect circle, not the band, but the shape, and it should look like that, just like a little button.
Nice to meet you too, Diane. I've seen you on here before, but I wasn't on the camera.
So now we are going to chain 1, and into the next 3 stitches, we are going to place 3 double crochets in each of them. So our first stitch placement that we're going to put that in is right in here into that space that we did our slip stitch and our chain out of. So just kind of directly into that first space there. We're going to place 3 double crochets after we chain up from the previous round. Three double crochets there. In the next stitch, we're going to place 3 double crochets. And in the next stitch, we're going to place 3 double crochets. Then in the next 3 stitches, we're going to place 1 double crochet in each. So just like we did with Jason, this is going to help create a more oval shape. So 1 in that one, 1 in this one, and 1 in the next one. Then in the next 3 stitches, we're going to put 3 double crochets in each. So 3 stitches with 3 double crochets in each. Then in the last 3 stitches of the round, we are going to put 1 double crochet in each. So that's going to bring us to 24 stitches total for the round. So you can see like that, you're starting to see that oval shape created by how we placed our increases. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first double. And that's the end of round 2. See, pretty simple, not too scary, not too bad.
Diane asks what I'm making. I'm making a shawl. And we're almost done with the skein too.
Nice. That's such a satisfying feeling, I feel like. Well, when you're not like playing yarn chicken, of course.
Yeah.
So I am making a Pennywise patch, Pennywise from the 2017 version of Stephen King's It. And so this is an applique or patch that you can crochet if you want, and you can add it to bags or blankets or cardigans, which is what I'm planning on doing to mine. I've been making a bunch of different patches. This is the one that we made on Tuesday for Jason Voorhees, and just a bunch of different designs that you can add kind of wherever you want. And I designed a bunch of different shapes that I, thought would be fun to kind of do halfway to Halloween with like a little bit more specific focus. Because for Halloween, when we did the crochet along for Halloween last year, it was just like anything that's Halloween based, which is fun, but it kind of gives you, it's hard to figure out what to focus on. So I found that this kind of helped me focus in a little bit. And if you're here and you want to like the video, please do that. I would appreciate that. So now that I've finished, and if you want to jump in and work on it with me, I'm talking through it, but also, thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate that. I also have the written pattern on my blog if you missed the first few steps, although they're pretty easy to catch up on. So I know some people prefer a written pattern versus working, alongside me. So now we're going to move into round 3, and round 3 is going to be a pretty basic repeat round. So I'm going to chain up 1, and I'm going to do a pattern of 1 double crochet in 1 stitch, and the next stitch I'm going to do a double crochet increase, so it's going to be 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around, and that's going to help everything get equally, it's going to help everything get big at the same rate, because we're spreading out those increases all throughout the piece. So this is a pretty straightforward one. Again, we're going to go into, we're going to place our first stitch into where we did that slip stitch in the previous round and chained out of. So we're going to double crochet, just 1 for the first stitch. In the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochet. Go back, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then just alternating those all the way around. And this is round 3 of the face and hair. So at the end of round 2, we had 24 stitches around. And because we're adding 12 stitches total, this round, we're going to end up with 36. Unless I mess up, which is, distinct possibility. But thank goodness for frogging, right?
When the frog visits, you gotta welcome the frog.
Yeah.
Even if
I
you
know
don't.
that. Okay. I know that, like, a lot of people, when they start crocheting, I think that that's a really frustrating part for them. And it's not like frogging is ever like, yay, you're not like super happy to frog or whatever, but you get so used to it in like small increments that it starts to like not be as like devastating that you made a mistake and you've got to if someone you're like, oh, I've got to frog 5 stitches, like nobody cares, that you if you've been crocheting a long time, it's like not a huge thing. But when you first start and those 5 stitches took you a really long time, you're like, man, fuck this.
And then you get a mistake like 3 rows in or something. And that starts to get a little bit tedious at some point. I feel like there's a point where I just won't frog whatever the mistake is. Like if
Yeah,
I reach like 5 rows or something, I'm more hesitant to do that.
agreed. Like, does it really bother me? Also, who am I making it for? Is it for me? Is it for someone else? Is
Yep.
it for another crocheter? Like, all those things make a difference.
When
Because if
it's
it's for another crocheter, I'm like, I gotta make sure everything's
yeah,
perfect. They're gonna be, which they're clearly not. But
when it's for a customer, most of the time I will do it. But like, even if I'm making something for a friend who crochets or something like that, not gonna fix the mistake. They get it.
yeah,
Like they know what frogging is.
yeah. My biggest one is like that I'll encounter for a customer is if I'm doing like a granny hexagon cardigan and there's like not enough clusters or something,
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
like not enough stitches in the cluster, and like it's like, okay, can you really see it? Like I'm trying to
yeah,
put like my
yeah. Not
objective
when
pattern on.
it's like a few stitches off. Hey Zach, welcome in.
Hey Zach. Oh yeah, of course, Zach.
Hope you're okay, friend.
So we are at the end of round 3, and it should look something like this before we do our slip stitch. So we're gonna go ahead and slip stitch, and it's gonna look a little bit like an egg. That's because of the shaping that we did um, in round 2. So for round 4, we're gonna start changing it up a little bit, and it's gonna start getting a little weird. So we're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna turn our work. So this is the first time we've turned our work in this piece. And into the spot that I just chained out of, so I want to go right directly into that stitch. I am considering that a stitch right there, and I'm going to skip it on purpose. So
I'm,
skip that one.
I'm sending love to Zach right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all thinking
He
about
says
you.
he's as okay as he's going to be. Get that?
Hmm.
I'm sending you love.
So I'm going to skip this one, and I'm going to double crochet into the next stitch after that skipped space. Then I'm going to treble, so I'm going to yarn over twice and do my treble crochet right here. Do a double crochet. Then I'm going to skip the next stitch and slip stitch into that. So that little point that we made right there is going to be the foundation for this little pointy chin nub that we have for Pennywise. So, so you can see it from the other side, from the back side right there. But really we just place 3 stitches and have those skip stitches around it. So round or row or whatever 4 is just putting those couple stitches in. Now I'm going to start round 5. So I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn my work again. Now, this is where I have to figure out what the hell I did. So we are going to, in the same space, so in what ultimately is around this skip space right here, we're going to place a single crochet and a double crochet. Then going to put a double crochet. And all of this is written out in the written pattern, so if you're trying to follow along and it's a little hard to follow just my voice, then it's out there for you. Next, we're going to do 2 trebles in the same stitch. And then in this see, something's not right. Okay, I think I might know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to frog all of round 5. I think I did this a little weird to make it work. So in the skip space, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn for the beginning of round 5. And then in the skip space, so not in this stitch right here, but in the skip, I'm going to place a single crochet and a double crochet. Then actually into that stitch, I'm going to place a double crochet. So it can be a little hard to work your way in. And I'll try to update the pattern to reflect this. So double crochet there. Then 2 trebles in the same stitch. How's everyone doing? What's everyone working on? Then in the next stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet and a single crochet in the same stitch. And then a single crochet into the chain space. Or into the skip space. I'm sorry, that was me misquoting. So this is what it looks like. You get that pointy, kind of bulbousy chin, which is what we're going for. Then I'm going to do
that contour going.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the makeup that they did for this movie was absolutely insane. It was so crazy. Then we're going to place a single crochet into the very next stitch, which is where we had our chain up from the previous round. Just put a single crochet right there.
Vicky is saying, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm tired, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're doing well.
Tired. Sleep eludes us.
I'm working on your Suzette blanket for your mom. Oh, that's so nice.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets. Then I'm going to put a half double crochet. And I know this is a lot to just like follow along with my voice. So this is where like this particular row is definitely one that having the written pattern out in front of you is helpful. Then I'm going to do a double crochet in the next. So I did my half double. Now I'm going to do my double. I'm just building width on the sides because this is, you can see this is kind of the bottom of the face. And I want to have it kind of be very oval here. So I want to build width here. And then I also wanted to have that chin going here. Next, I'm going to put 2 double crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to do a double crochet in the next, and another double crochet in the next. Then in the next stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet and a half double crochet. So first we'll do the double, and then we'll do the half double. So if you're kind of like, not necessarily that you have to understand why I did what I did, but I think that kind of if you're kind of thinking about what shapes we're making and how we're making the shapes, it hi Kim, welcome in.
Hi.
We are making a Pennywise applique or patch, crochet patch from the 2017 It. And so I'm going through the steps. I have the pattern materials, everything written out in my blog on that's in the description if you want to follow along. So I'm just kind of talking about a little bit about like how I make the shapes and everything, so that if you kind of get a little turned around or anything during the process, just kind of understanding what we're doing. So to increase the height of the sides, I'm gonna put taller stitches on the edges to make it appear wider. But if you're going from a smaller stitch that's like a single crochet to a taller stitch like a double or a treble, you can't necessarily just jump to that stitch all the time because that is going to not be as smooth sometimes, or it just might not be the look you're going for, or it's going to pull down the height of that taller stitch. So if you gradually increase the height of the stitches as you're going to like where you want it to be the most wide, I guess, then you don't have as much tension on the top of that stitch pulling it down, making it not as tall. So that's why I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do some single crochets and then half double crochets and then double crochets, because that half double kind of works as like an in between stitch in height to let me get to the full height of the double crochet faster. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, then just avoid it. You don't need to know why I did what I did. But if that helps. Okay, so I just did my stitch where I did my double crochet and I did my half double. Next, I'm gonna do a repeat, a stitch repeat a couple times. So I'm gonna be doing a single crochet, a single crochet, and then a single crochet increase, so 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So that series, single crochet, 2 single crochet, I'm going to do that 4 times.
Me too, Vicky. I always forget who I said hello to.
Yeah. I feel that. I usually just do like the blanket, like, hi everyone. But even then, I'll miss people when they come in and stuff like that.
Yep.
I try to do better, but it's a lot. So I'm impressed when people can keep track with.
It's really
that.
hard.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and so I need to do it 4 times. That repeat, single crochet, 2 single crochets. So keeping the height of the stitches short on the top isn't going to add much height, so it's going to make the increases that we're doing, or it's going to make the height increases that we're doing on the side even more impactful. So now that I've done that repeat of stitches 4 times, I'm going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch. So first there's my half double, and then there's my double. I'm going to put a double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochet into the next, then a double next to that, half double crochet, 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And like this is where it would be great to have it be like, here's your repeat for the round, just go do it. Like it's nice when those happen, but creating these kind of like very particular shapes, especially because they're on such a small scale, like writing around like this, I don't see a way out of like doing it like this. It's just complicated. So it's annoying to have to like dictate it and like hope that people get it and could keep up if they're following along, but it's the only way I know how to do things. Okay, I'm sorry. Then I'm going to do in the next 3 stitches, I'm going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch. So this is what it looks like. It looks kind of like a little alien head or something like that. Which, appropriate, right? So now that I have finished that, now that I finished round 5, I'm actually going to finish off and cut the work. Now, when you are sewing this to whatever you're sewing it to, if you were just sewing around the edge, most of it would be orange, and really you just have this white part in the lower part of the face. So you don't need to cut off as much thread or yarn. What am I working with here? But, I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to pull through. No, I'm not going to pull through. But I'll pull my hook through enough. So that is the face. And like I said, the face and the body. What the fuck am I talking about?
The body. It's invisible.
Yeah. I'm going to take a quick voice break for my throat. So does anyone have any weekend plans?
Sleep.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm going to tranquilize myself to make sure I fall asleep tonight.
Yep. I just won a game of Yarn Chicken in a quite epic fashion. This is what I have left.
Nice.
I also think I'm gonna add one more skein to this. Because right now it's a decent size for a smaller person, which I am not.
Yeah, I feel like with shawls, it's like when they're too small, it just kind of creates this like kind of awkward, like, okay, what do I do with it? Like it doesn't look right. Like I feel like it's always better to go oversized if the option is between under and over.
I
Oh,
like
it looks
mine.
fantastic. It looks so great.
I
I'm
like
watching on
mine
my
blanket
computer
size.
screen, so I'm have a little bit of a delay. So if you're like, why is he taking so long to reply? But it looks great. This color is so fucking cool.
Yep, I love those colors. Yeah.
Actually, it looks like I did not. It looks like it pulled through when I did this. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull through again. Okay, so this is where I would recommend stitch markers just to make sure we're placing the hair centered because it's kind of can be a little bit difficult to see when you're working on it. So I'm just taking 2 locking stitch markers. Use what you got, bobby pins, whatever, or don't eyeball it. It's totally up to you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place my stitch markers at the first and last half double crochet that we did in round 5, and those are going to be closest to the chin.
Hi, Cindy Lulu. How are you?
Hey Cindy, welcome in.
I know you from Dawn's streams. I've seen you over there.
Oh, motherfucker.
Thank you. Yeah, it
Yeah,
still needs one more skein. Yep.
is that a granny stitch?
Yep.
Nice.
My grandma made a lot of those. She made me a blue one when I was a kid, and ever since then I've loved shawls.
Oh, nice. Is that how you learned to crochet?
No, I learned on YouTube years later because I was too young to learn. She was trying to teach me, but she didn't know like the name of the stitches and all the motions I had to do and such.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's hard to teach a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine. I learned when I was how to knit when I was like a little bit older than that. But I think knitting is a little bit easier to learn. Like getting really good at knitting is a totally different story, but like learning
Yeah.
it. Um, but I learned how to crochet from YouTube as well. Because there's so many good tutorials out there that help you learn.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so now I'm gonna switch to my orange yarn, and I'm gonna do a slip knot, and you're gonna want to do a tail long enough to sew in on this one. And so I'm going to start. So you want to make sure that you're on the right side of the fabric. You technically could work this on the other side, but I find that because we've been working on one side, the back just doesn't look as clean to me. Um, I'm putting, I'm continuing to work around in the direction that I've been working for all but round 4, where I'm working, what is this, counterclockwise on this particular side. So I am going to pull that slip knot through that first half double crochet I did and tighten it. You can remove your stitch marker after that. So it really just is only there for placing the yarn, and then you can skedaddle out of there. And then I'm going to, I'm not going to chain up from here. So that's a little different. But I'm going to immediately go and single crochet into the next stitch.
Cindy says, great teaching. And I agree.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Talk to me in like 5 minutes when we're doing like the drop down stitches, because those are a little weird. And I honestly I only have a little bit of experience with them from the mandala blanket that I've worked on. So hopefully I can show you how to make this like kind of tuft of hair that he has. It's a little. We'll get there. We'll get there, and we'll get there together. So in the next 2 stitches, I'm going to do a half double crochet. So split my yarn. 1 half double crochet.
Hey Laura, welcome in.
Hello, welcome in. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for introducing me, Vicky. I really appreciate it. They seem like great folks. So I did 2 half doubles with the orange, and now I'm going to do 3 double crochet into the same stitch. So we're building up the hair on the side of his head. Okay, and in the next stitch, we're going to do a whole bunch of things. The first is we're going to place a treble. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert and complete that treble. Then we're going to do a picot. So we're going to chain 3 right on top of that treble. And then we're going to go to the base of the chains that we just added. We're going to go in perpendicular to the chains and go into these 2 spots right here on the side. And we're going to do a slip stitch. And this is going to give him that little like kind of cowlick like point that we have here on the side of his head. I love using picots to make little points in shapes. I think that they're one of the most effective like point maker things. Because pointy stitches. And then in the same stitch that we put the first treble in, we're going to place 2 more trebles. In the next stitch, we're going to place a double crochet. Then a half double crochet. Then we're going to single crochet 5. So the next 5 stitches, we're going to put 1 single crochet in each. So this part that's coming up is something that you might have to do a couple times to get the placement. You just want to, it might be something that you might have to fiddle with a little bit. And I'm saying that mostly for me right now because I might end up finishing all of this and be like, oh no, I actually need to move it or something. So you've done your 5 single crochets. So if you're looking at the written pattern, I introduced like a notation where I call something a drop down. And so what I mean when I'm talking about a drop down is typically when we're working in this round, so the round that we're working in, we place our stitch in the round or the row directly before it, because that makes sense, right? When I'm doing a drop down stitch, I'm actually going to be going into a row or 2 or whatever the pattern says before that. So if I drop down 1, instead of going into the previous round, I'm going to go into the round before the previous round. If I drop down 2, I'm going to go into 2 rounds before the previous round. So that's going to create dimension down into the down into the white shape that we already have. Plus, we'll be able to add height with whatever type of stitch we do up here. So you can do any type of stitch, but drop it down. So it's not exclusive to like a specific type of stitch. So I'll show you what I mean. So get the scissors out of my way because they will bug the fuck out of me. So the first stitch is a drop down 1 single crochet. So normally if I was going to place a single crochet, I would place it into this spot right here. But because I'm doing a drop down 1, I'm going to place it into here. So I'm going to insert my hook. And you also kind of have to play with your tension a little bit, because if you're pulling your yarn too tight, you're going to curl up the fabric in between the top of your stitch and where you're placing your hook. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. I'm going to insert my hook in that drop down space that I've wanted. I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and I'm going to pull up to the height that I want my stitch to be. So I'm not keeping it at this height right here on top of it. I'm kind of pulling it up to be this like flat shape that I can have my applique be.
I'll be right back in just a second.
Okay. Also, if you're following along and you're like, if it doesn't make sense, like I'm happy to explain it more or less So let me know. So I have two loops on my hook. And this is just a normal single crochet, right? So I'm gonna yarn over and pull through both loops. So you can see we have, if you didn't know that it was a drop down and you covered down that part of the stitch, then it would look just like a normal single crochet. But because we have the drop down portion, it looks like that. So now we're going to do a drop down 1 double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over. Normally I would place my double crochet here, right? But because I'm doing a drop down, I'm going to go down one more, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, and then make sure I pull my tension, let my tension relax just a little bit so that I'm not pinching up that yarn and putting the stitch in like a weird position. And so I have 3 loops on my hook. They're all outside or above, I guess, depending on your perspective, of the head. Then I'm going to complete it like I would complete any double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I did have to do it a couple times to get my tension where I wanted it to be. Welcome back.
Hello.
Oh, my foot's asleep. Oh, fuck. So if you have to redo it to get it to look like what you want it to get that tension right, then that's fine. So next is there's so much going on. My brain just was like flatlined. Okay, so all in the same stitch, we're going to do a bunch of drop down 2 stitches. And so this is going to create that big tuft right here. And this is where the placement we might have to, have to adjust, because if you think about it, the round on the outside, as we go around, we have more stitches on the outside than we do on the inside. So it's not always a direct, like, 1-to-1, like, easy to see where you're going. And that's what can take some fiddling with. So I'm going to yarn over, and our first stitch in this trio of stitches going in the same spot is a drop down 2 double crochet. So I'm going to, normally I would put my stitch here, and that, but I'm doing a drop down 2. So I'm going to go down here to 2 rows prior, yarn over, pull through, pull all the way up. It looks crazy, right? But gives us cool results. Finish my double crochet. In the same spot, I'm going to do a drop down 2 treble. So I'm going to yarn over twice and insert into the same spot. Insert, yarn over, pull through. And into the same spot, I'm going to do a drop down 2 double crochet, pull it up. In the next stitch, we're going to do a drop down 1 double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over. I would be going here, but because I'm doing a drop down 1, I'm going to go down 1. So now we can pretty much see the shape that we have on the top, and it's giving that like little tuft that he has. while also bringing it forward onto his forehead. So I was pretty proud of this. Honestly, this is kind of my favorite part. His hair is my favorite part. Then I'm going to single crochet 4. So just a regular single crochet into the next 4 stitches. Half double crochet. Double crochet. And then in the same stitch, we're going to put all of the stitches that we put over here to create this little cowlick thing. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what else to call it.
I would say a cowlick too.
So a treble is going in first. We're going to put another treble in the same spot. God, my foot. I hate when your feet fall asleep or whatever. Okay. Then we're going to do a picot. So we're going to chain 3. Insert into the side of that first chain. Do our slip stitch to create that little nub. And then we're going to do a treble into that same stitch with those other 2 trebles.
I'm sorry, my cat is fierce right now.
You never have to apologize for a cat. Okay, and then 3 double crochet. Into the next stitch. And half double crochet 2. I can already see that I'm going to have to go back and redo some things. And then a single crochet. So that should take me to this point, but because of where I've placed this particular cluster of stitches, it's not moving it down far enough. So I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to put this in the next stitch over.
Diane also has a cat. What's your cat's name?
And just to show you what it would look like if you were not working on your tension and you had your tension too tight for these drop down stitches. So if you kept them like this, is you get this this kind of weird thing going on where it would kind of dimple your fabric. It would start turning to have the stitches be on top rather than going out from the center. So we don't want that. We want something that looks like it's kind of lay flat.
Diane's cat is named Mindy and she is 4. That's such a cute name.
Oh, I love the kittens.
Ours is 12 years old. Her name is Frimousse. It kind of means little cute face in French.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, she was named by my partner's grandma.
Mm. You have a dog. We love your dog.
That's awesome. Doggos are so cute.
So I'm just redoing those stitches. Once you shift things around, things start to look a lot more even.
If you didn't have a cat, you'd be lost. I feel that, Diane. My
Mm-hmm.
cat means a lot to me. They're like family.
Oh shit, I fucked up. Yes, they're definitely like family.
Lori says, "Hi everyone.
Hey,
Sorry I'm
Lori.
so late." You're not late, Lori. You arrived exactly at the time you intended to.
You're a wizard, Lori. Mm-hmm.
Lori says, "By the way, the reason I say hi in separate messages is to generate chat for your live stream." That's so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, it does help the algorithm for sure. You've had cats since you were 20 years old. Yeah, I started at like 24, 23, something like that.
I think we've always had them. Um, like my family always had them. We also had, dogs, but there was always a cat in the background lurking, as they do.
Lori's trying to finish the SpongeBob blanket. Oh, Gary the snail. I love Gary.
How's Gary going? I love your blanket, Lori. It's so fun. It looks like it would just be so fun to just like tactilely like be able to experience that, and it's so cute, obviously.
I think Gary is like my favorite character from SpongeBob. I like Sandy too.
Sandy cheeks.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to make one change to the written pattern for the hair, just because I can't seem to come up with the same. Also, I made it like a ton of mistakes when I was trying to make it over again. I kept on like forgetting things. But I think I'm going to make one change to it where I'm going to add a single crochet on the left hand side. I think that'll make it a little bit more even looking, but not like a huge design change, just a little finagling, if you will.
Lori says, I've pretty much always had a pet since I was about 7, and cats since 2007. And Zach, fears are normal. Oh, okay, Lori is telling Zach that fears are normal. Some
Mm-hmm.
cats are actually scary.
Yeah.
Some feral cats can be not really accustomed to humans. It's not because they're mean, but it's because they're afraid of us. They don't know if they can trust us. So, yeah, sometimes they can be a little scary.
Oh, I know what I did. I didn't write the pattern right.
Oh,
Oopsie. I was like, why do I keep on having it? I was like, why do I have to add a stitch? It's because I didn't do the thing right. Whoopsie. Well, that's good to find out. I did think it was looking a bit odd. So if you are going to be going through the written pattern and you have any questions that you come up with, um, even after the replay, you can ask them on on this live, or you can just ask me however you want, and I can help out as best I can. I'd love to see if you all can make this and if you like this one, because I think this is my favorite one too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lori's had no, Diane's had one cat that's lived for 26 years. Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Trooper.
Yeah, cats can live a really long time, I find.
I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's all I want.
Damn, I made a mistake. Oh no.
Oh no.
Wait, no. I I did not. I just can't read patterns to save my life.
That's me. Okay, I finally got it to work. I was missing this stitch right here, and it was throwing everything off because I wasn't getting to this. This is why marking that stitch right there is really helpful, because you're like, you figure out what the hell is going on.
For
So
sure.
initially, I had to move where this cluster of stitches went, but then I wasn't putting that one because it's not in my pattern that I wrote. So just have to add that stitch right there. That's one of the drop down stitches. And then I'm going to cut enough yarn to sew later. Pull through. You can take your stitch marker out. Now, something I didn't do, which I'm gonna just kind of show kind of an example of. I'm not going to actually, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll use the back of this. So when designing the faces, especially as some of them are more detailed, with Billy, or like Jigsaw from Saw, um, like you have a lot of detail or specific details and proportions that you want to get right, and it can be hard to kind of know where you want to place things, and can be a little bit of like back and forth. So what I've found that I like to do is I'll take the shape and I'll trace it kind of roughly. Okay, this pen's not working, but just imagine the pen's working. And I'll trace it onto a piece of paper, and then I'll have the shape, and I'll work out all of my details in on the paper with like pencil, or you can even use pen, because it doesn't just just a piece of paper. If you have to scribble over it, it's fine. And then it can help you get your proportions right and how you want to place things. So that and it's I find it's easiest to do that when you haven't added any like layers on it or anything like that. So your eyes, your noses, your whatever you're going to add onto it. So this is the head, and honestly, I feel like it's such a recognizable shape. Hopefully I did a good enough job where like you could pretty much recognize the the horror icon without much detail. But if you want to add details, obviously that's where we're going to go next. So next I'm going to do eyes. I'm going to make 2 of them. I'm going to be using yellow. So another 4-weight yarn, 4mm hook. I'm going to make a magic circle really quick. And then I'm going to do 3 double crochets into the magic ring, magic circle, whatever. I'm not chaining up or anything. Just kind of going directly in. And then I'm going to close the ring, but I'm going to kind of keep my fingers on the bottom of the stitches so that it kind of creates this like semicircle shape. I'm not going to slip stitch into the first stitch. I don't want to round it out. I kind of want it to be this like almondy shape. And then enough to sew it on and pull through. So it's nothing fancy at all. And then we're going to do the other one. So just 3 doubles into a magic ring. Sorry, my yarn's getting a little tangly. Close up the magic ring. So eyes are super simple. And the nose, Lori actually helped me with this one. We had been trying to figure out a nose for Freddy Krueger, and for me that was such an important one to have a nose, but I didn't quite know how to get his like the detailing right. So something we had hypothesized for Freddy that ultimately didn't end up working because he just has a lot of stuff going on, actually ended up working really well for Pennywise. So we've done the eyes. They're super simple, super fast. Then we're going to do the nose. So I'm going to work in red yarn. And I'm going to make a slip stitch. A little bit of a tail to sew in. And I'm going to chain 4.
Lori says, glad it ended up being useful.
Yeah, I feel like, what was it, like 2 hours that we worked on it? And I was like, and at the end of it, I was like, yeah, we can't use it. I was like, oh, God. Yeah. So, but I definitely think that this, I like the way that this nose kind of works because it's kind of bubbly. Because we had been trying to basically have like, because Freddie has like a very distinctive nose, I really wanted it to be like visible and like part of the work. So I wanted to have him have like a very prominent nose, like bridge, and then also nostrils. But with how much is going on his face, it didn't work. And so I took basically what we did on the nostrils, which I'm about to show you, and that's how I did the nose for Pennywise. So I'm going to be doing I'm calling it a 2 single crochet puff. So we're gonna make a puff stitch with the single crochet, and we're gonna and the 2 just refers to how many times we're gonna go in and make it. So I'm gonna start by inserting my hook into the second chain from the hook. I'm gonna yarn over and pull through. So I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, and pull through. So I have 4 loops on my hook, and then I'm gonna yarn over and pull through all 4. So that's kind of why I called it the 2, because you go in twice.
Oh, Diane, I'm gonna add one more skein to it, but I don't have it at home, so I changed projects actually.
That's okay, Zach. We understand, and you know, like you just got to do it. You're showing up for yourself, and whatever you need to do, that's best for you, is all you got to do. Like we're not expecting you to, fucking come out here and do cartwheels and
Yeah,
be
we
the court
just want
jester.
you to hang out and to be at ease and to take care of yourself. Yeah, there is no judgment from any of us. We all have moments, sometimes life happens and you gotta take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Oh. So once you've done that single crochet puff, you are going to chain 1, and then in the next stitch you're going to put another 2 single crochet puff. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. So we have 4 loops on the hook. And you want to keep your tension, I wouldn't say super loose, but having it too tight is definitely going to make it hard to get through all those loops. So definitely striking the balance is, a little
Zach
bit of
is saying,
process.
don't ask him to do cartwheels. He can't do them.
I can't do cartwheels either. I've never done a cartwheel in my life, and I never will. If I
I
cartwheel,
was
I'm not getting back up.
when I was like maybe 10 years old. Back then I was a little bit more, not disabled.
Yeah. Weren't we all? But honestly, like cartwheels have never been I've just never been like a very physically athletic person. Anyways, so basically at the end of this, you put a chain one in between all of these puffs, and the big thing about the nose is about how you sew it. So not only are you gonna kind of pin it down and make sure you're sewing it on, but you also I took my yarn and I kind of sewed in between each of the individual puffs to make them kind of bubble up a little bit more because they're not very large, because when you're working on this scale, everything that's small looks so much bigger. So I just kind of used the yarn to kind of do some of the work for me. But then I'm going to cut my yarn, and that is it. It's really that simple, folks. So Pennywise was not, I would not say very difficult, but just kind of has some weird stitches, you know? Kind of, I know, maybe not weird is, I don't know if weird's the right word, but just kind of some unusual stitches. I'm going to stand up and stretch a little bit before I get, get into sewing.
It's okay. Good night, Vicky. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Vicky. Appreciate you. Oh my gosh, I'm old. My body hurts.
Yeah. I feel that.
How old are you, Winter? Which
32.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you were like a little bit younger than me. I think so. Like, I know I ask Zach all the time because Zach is 31 and he's about to be 31.
Yeah.
In July. I think he is 31. So you're like close to the same age.
I think a lot of people assume that I'm like in my 20s, and I'm always like, oh God, I wish.
I don't think a single person assumes I'm in my 20s.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like when I get ID'd in person, I think I get a little bit younger, but what people perceive, but not very often. "31, about to be 32." Yeah, I couldn't remember if you were 31 or about to be 31. And I don't know why I can't cement that in my memory. It's one of those things where it's like I have like brain Teflon, where it's like some stuff will not stick no matter how much I'm like commit this to memory. It's like people's names, like random people's names when like they introduce you and you hear like the Charlie Brown teacher voice. You're like, and you're like, huh? You're like, I'm not gonna remember that. I'll remember your face.
Pretty much.
Like I can remember a face, but that's about it.
Oh my goodness, I have face blindness.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I can recognize people, like if there's a detail in your face that I'm like, oh yeah, that's my friend. But most of the time I'm like, just, you can change your hair color and I'll be like, have we met? So annoying. Mind you, I change my hair color all the time, and I love when people do that, but like, I don't know, my brain just doesn't brain.
Yeah, I get that. I have a friend who this is totally different, but I have a friend who's colorblind, and like he knows that I color my hair all the time, and so he's like red green deficient, which is like the most common type of colorblindness, and so he'll be like, "Hey, like, what's your hair color?" And like and so I'll be like, "Oh, he's like," if like other people around like he's colorblind, they'll be like, "Yeah, I got that." like, of course, like what other person would ask that? Like, yeah, I guess I didn't have to announce that. My bad. But it's just like because it's like it's always like this the first question. It's like it's not even like, and we're friends, so it's not like it's a big deal that like it's the first question he asked me before. It's like, how are you doing? It's like, what's your hair color? Because he knows it's going to be a different color than it was last time. So,
I love that.
okay, so I'm going to take my yarn needle.
You want to know something funny? One of my exes went out with me because he thought I was a redhead and he's colorblind, but I had green hair. And when I broke the news to him, he was so disappointed. Oh my god.
Like a natural redhead or like dyed red?
Oh, no, but he knew I dyed my hair. I had told him that, but he thought I was a redhead.
Okay.
And I had a big green streak, like really bright green.
Yeah, it wasn't until I had become friends with him that like because there's just so many things, and this is like just kind of like accessibility things, but like like you don't think about like stoplights and stuff like that, and just like you take for granted that you can see the color change, and like because like and one time I was like, oh, how do you like know the difference between the
Yeah.
colors, and like obviously like the answer is like the position of them, but he was
Yeah.
like, if I'm not like actually paying attention, if he's like, if I'm not like really thinking and I'm kind of like zoning out or something, then I it would be easy to not know exactly what color the light was. I was like, yeah, there should be a I mean, it is good that the positioning for most lights, tells exactly what
Yeah.
color it
Good
is.
night, Kim. Thank you for stopping by.
Good night, Kim.
Can you tell who this is gonna be?
Sorry, I'm waiting for the lag to catch up. Oh yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I had to go to Walmart to get that green because Michael's was out. And so, yeah. I'm
Michael
glad I
sucks.
got my hands on it because I've been searching for that color for ages.
I wish I was one of those people who liked Michaels, but I mean, and I know I'm maybe I'm being like a brat because you're in Canada and have not had
Yeah.
Joanne, but once like once you get once you get used to like Joanne's selection and pricing, going to Michael's and seeing like a Ravage store that has like one and a half like skeins of some yarn, and they're all like destroyed and like,
Oh, but we have a great selection at Michael's actually.
oh
It's kind
nice.
of one of our best stores for that. Walmart, we have maybe one or two aisles if we're lucky. But our Michael's is like four solid aisles of yarn and like all the crochet stuff and everything. So I don't know what how it is over there in the States, but we have pretty good stuff, I feel like.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's like
see,
the only place we can really get yarn, so
mhm. Yeah, like most of the Walmarts I've been in have like half, or they have like one side of an aisle,
yeah.
and you might not even get that full side.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't have a good range of colors, but like it's like if if there's like a line that they carry, like puzzle yarn, for example, from Premiere, then you'll have pretty much all, or like you'll have like a good selection of the colors, and like they're not like ripped up and stuff like that. Like Michael's, I don't know, and like maybe because it's almost every Michael's that I've been in. Lori's saying the same. Michael's
Yeah.
is totally lame. Yeah, so like if I went to Michael's and if I was looking for any yarn that was not a brand new Caron cake of some kind, it's probably not going to be there. Or there's
Oh,
one skein that's like got its middle pulled out.
Really?
Yeah,
Ours is
and
so well organized.
yeah, no,
Oh my.
that's not what we get. It's trash. And then like if like let's say there's a line like they have this like I'll just like pull one out of my like memory like they have like a fleck yarn and it has like it comes in 8 different colors like more than half of them will be out of stock and then it's and or you'll just be able to get like 1 or 2 skeins of it. You can't get multiple skeins of most of the yarn that you would
Oh
actually
no,
want.
that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it sucks. That's why like so many people are just like so devastated by the loss
I
of
get
Joanne
it. I
because we
get
had
that.
it good.
And Zach passed gas, and it's my fault. Oh my goodness! Thank you, Zach. I'm glad. I'm glad you did though, because that means it's a sign of health. So I'm gonna take it as a compliment. But yeah, our Michaels is remarkable. I keep hearing stuff about the United States, and I'm like, oh my goodness, boy, am I so glad it's not like that here.
Hmm.
I don't want to brag, but we have good Michaels.
Yeah, brag away.
Oh my goodness, I have to find another color for Jason's nose. It's just like for 5 stitches or so, because he has a bit of a bump there in his mask, and I need a color that will convey that. Oh, if I even have that in my stash.
I get that. That's why I like because that's when I made the nose for my mask. I mean, that's why I was like painting is so critical for him, especially because like if you don't paint it and you just have white on white, it just disappears.
I'm making mine a shade of like cream,
That's
sort of.
good.
I think I have a color that's decent. Let's see. Hmm, I'm not sure. Oh no, it's just the same exact color that I pulled out. It's crap. It's complete crap.
Oh no.
Oh well, it'll be the color because I don't have the energy to go to the store again just for one color.
Do you ever dye your yarn with acrylic paint,
I
or do
don't
you?
have paint right now. I have only 2 colors of paint, and all the rest got thrown away or lost because when we moved, we lost the box with all my stuff. Well,
Mm,
all my like paints and uh, you know,
yeah.
all my stationery got lost too.
Oh no.
So we don't have that in stock. But I don't want to paint these because these are for a blanket,
Hmm.
and I don't want to like I don't want it to get damaged or to stain clothing or something. So won't be an option for now. But yeah, just so you can see, these are the color differences. I wish it was more of a taupe color, but I think this will do. Oh my goodness, it's getting cute. Yeah. The cat is super angry because my partner
Oh
is
yeah.
going to sleep, and he's had to close the door and let her leave her alone with me.
Hmm.
She's not happy about that. She loves me, but when he's not there.
Yeah.
Oh
So
boy.
again, don't judge me for having, very loose standards for tying the back of these and just cutting them off.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay.
Like the edges will look nice, but the rest of it, like the back of it, no. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So yeah, so really going in those chain spaces and going over them with your red yarn helps kind of define those little bubbly parts.
Hmm. I'm doing a Scream marathon right now.
Oh, nice. Which
Yeah,
one are you
I'm at
on?
the fourth one. Ah. Oh, okay. All of this is going to the garbage. Lori says that's what my SpongeBob looks on the back, but I knew it would be hidden. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's clever. That's exactly what I would have done too. And I'm not even caring about the back of these. I want to double it, like make two sides to the blanket and just sew them together.
Yeah, more work, but more warm, and
Yeah.
would look great too.
Whoopee. Where was I? Oh. What's there? Okay. One.
I wish I was better at embroidery. I mean, I know it's not like the end of the world, and there are definitely other ways you can do this, but I'm just not that good.
Hmm. I've been doing embroidery since I was a kid, and I feel like I'm still shit. Like, it's tough. Some of these characters, I'm gonna have to embroider stuff on them. Like Pinhead. How the heck do you expect me to make Pinhead in like pixel art at that scale?
Yeah, I I was also gonna do him, and I was just like, I have no idea how to make those. Like, other than like, if I got like some silver embroidery thread and just like
Mhm.
went to town on it, which I just felt like would just eat up the whole project anyways, and just kind of make it weird. So I have faith in you. I don't have faith in myself.
I have faith in you.
You shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
Well, I would argue the same about myself, so Lori is counting. Going to the top of SpongeBob's house. Have to watch so many people feel to feel like your embroidery is passing with a D. Oh my goodness. We are such harsh judges of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I see your embroidery and I think it's fine, but you see your embroidery and you're like, I'm not good.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I know that I'm a harsh critic of myself, but I feel like usually time is the thing that like I'm like I can look back on it and I'm like, you know what, that was pretty good, or like whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I feel like some of these I'm gonna look back on and I'm like, mm, no, I don't know about
Oh,
that. Oh,
okay.
like that's a little dicey, you know. This mouth is not coming together quite as easily as it did the first time, but that's okay. He's gonna be a little lopsided, but that's okay.
Lori agrees with me, by the way.
Okay, well you can both be wrong. That's fine. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I mean we all are our own worst critics, and you know, it's something that we all have to work on. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know any person, or definitely not any person that I like. You know, like any person who's overconfident who thinks that you know their shit don't stink. You know,
Oh my
not a
goodness, Zach, that's what? I smell like cheese pizza and tuna fish, and you smell like pepperoni pizza and onions.
and what's wrong with the onions with all the farting you're doing, Zach?
Oh my gosh, Zach.
Is this how you Canadians talk to each other? I thought you were so
Mm,
nice.
yeah, sometimes we're impolite. Everyone thinks we're so nice, but if you get to know us, we're shit, just like everyone else.
I saw something that was like Canadians aren't nice; they're polite,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm not saying this about you at all. Like, but I'm like, yeah, because I think like the generalization that like, yeah, Canadians are just like Canadians are
Oh no,
nice,
I'm
like
not
all the way,
nice.
like they're just like, and it's like I know some Canadians can get a little
I'm not
rough and
nice.
tumble.
I look nice on YouTube. I look nice on, well, sometimes, but no. If you catch me in public, you'd be surprised, I feel like. But it's the way we're socialized. A lot of us like a kind of fake niceness. So,
Yeah, that's very much like the South. It's like we're polite, we are
yeah.
not necessarily nice. Like will like a Southerner talk about you behind your back? 1,000%. Like
Yeah.
the minute that you step out the door, it's on.
I
Like,
feel
do we
like,
insult you to your face by telling you things like "bless your heart"?
yeah.
like, like
Well,
that's how we insult
no.
you.
I'll be kind to my friends. I'll be kind to people in
Exactly.
need, and I'll help when I can. But you bet your ass, like if you put me in trouble or you do something that I don't know, I can be harsh sometimes.
I think that's just being like a human and like because I think that most people are like that. You know, it's like you like even if you're a nice person. I mean, unless you veer into the like way too like people pleasery, like
Uh-huh.
to the point where like your boundaries are getting like trampled over, and you like don't want anyone to be mad, so you just take the you know take the take shit from anyone, I guess,
I
is
get what
what I'm trying to say.
you mean.
Yeah, see, he's like a little lopsided, but it's not so much so that I care that much. It actually did turn out okay. This part right here is like not connected, which I don't. That's good enough. He's good
It's
enough.
super
I'm gonna
cute.
try to make this eye not wonky because the other eye is definitely wonky.
It's okay for Pennywise to be a little bit wonky. I feel like.
Yeah, especially Bill Skarsgård with his, like,
Yeah.
crazy eyes
Oh,
that he
yeah.
does. But yeah, I think like my thing that like I've been working on, in therapy and just kind of like as a person in the past like year has been like being nicer to myself,
Yeah.
which, hopefully, whether people can see it or not, like I am like a whole lot nicer to myself because I was just like downright cruel to myself before. But also like I I I can really get wrapped up in my own world very easily, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Oh,
And
definitely.
like I can kind of like be going through it, having like a rough time and not be very considerate about what other people are going through or how my actions affect them. And, luckily, through the divine miracle of hitting rock fucking bottom, I've had to kind of like assess how my actions affect other people, in like a no holds bar kind of way. And I feel like I'm becoming a lot better of a person, at least by my standards, by doing it. I don't know if that makes sense,
Awesome,
but
friend.
like,
It's a lot of hard work, and I can see that you've worked hard on yourself for sure.
thank you. I really appreciate that. I really
Hi,
do.
Carrie. Carrie says, "Hi, boyfriend."
Hi, Carrie. Carrie's my girlfriend.
Ah, that's so sweet.
Yeah, we have a love that transcends time and space.
That's awesome. I love that. Based on when I used to watch you a long time ago, yes, it is evident that you're not as cruel to yourself.
Thank you,
Lori
Lauren. I
says,
appreciate that. I think it's like, yeah, when you're conditioned to be that bad guy for yourself, and you think that's all you deserve, then that's what you get.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I just I had to like reframe my thinking, and I know I talked about it in like that mental health video, like live that I did, and how like that workbook and other things have like helped me out a lot, and just like being more self compassionate. All things that I thought were just like total bullshit before, and it was like, no, everybody doesn't hate themselves like you do, and you don't have to feel that way.
Yeah.
Was kind of like a real like wake up call of like, oh, I don't have to feel this way. I'm not inherently like the worst person who's ever existed. That's weird.
I think I had a phase like I must be a bad person because all these things happen to me,
Hmm.
but not because of like my actions, if that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
yeah, like you're cursed.
Yeah, sort of. But at some point, you kind of learn to actually work on yourself rather than blame like some external circumstances. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, for sure, bad stuff happened to me, and I'm absolutely not to blame for that. But there are things that I can do about it now. So,
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like with just like general trauma, it's like what sucks is like you did not have any hand in it being done to you, yet
yeah,
you have to do all the fucking work to get out of it and to
true.
heal from it. And it's easy to be bitter and to put that off because you're like, I shouldn't have. I'm speaking personally here, but like, I shouldn't have to because I didn't do the damage, right? And then it's like, well,
Yeah,
no one else is going to do it. Like the
True.
people who, caused it aren't going to somehow like bring me out of this. So I've got to take, my life and
Zach says he's still hard on himself. Yeah, Zach, you're an amazing person. Stop hating yourself. Be nice to my friend. I know it sounds easy to say, but and we're each so harsh on ourselves sometimes. Not
mhm.
everybody is, but a lot of
Yeah.
us are.
I think yeah, it's so much easier to say negative things and to put ourselves down, and be critical of ourselves than to say positive things about ourselves. Because like it, it might not feel natural. It might feel self-serving, and then feel like you're just you know working in the opposite direction of becoming like somehow a worse person to do
Yeah,
that. And so it's really like breaking that habit of being so mean to yourself is like the best gift that you can give yourself, because
absolutely.
you like it's never going to get better unless you start taking steps back out of that behavior.
Oh
You're
yeah,
only going to like at best you're going to be as mean to yourself today as you or tomorrow, whatever. You're going to be as mean to yourself tomorrow as you are today. At worst, you're going to be meaner to yourself tomorrow than you are today. You're not going to be nicer to yourself tomorrow. So
no,
like you have to take active steps, because it just doesn't get back. Like that's just my experience and what I've been coming to terms with. It's like if I don't take active steps, nothing's going to change, and I'm just going to treat myself like a pile of garbage. Which
yeah,
like
yeah,
and one of the things that like always got me like in therapy and stuff was like people would be like, well, people care about, like my therapist or something would be like, well, people care about you. And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And uh, they would be like, well, that should mean that you're worth caring about. And I'm like, no, they're idiots. Like, like no, like I mean, like, it's not my fault they're wrong. Like, I don't see it. I don't get it. And they're like, well, why do other people, like, do you care about other people? And I'm like, of course. Why do they deserve love? And you're like, because they intrinsically do. But do
yeah.
I? No, I'm a monster.
You
Speaking
know
of
what
monster,
helped me stop being so mean to myself a lot when I realized that I should give myself grace, and the same grace I extend to others is I kind of realized who I was doing it for. Like all the hate is because like I expected others to actually think those nasty things about me too, and it was kind of a preemptive like, oh, I suck. Oh, I'm bad at this because I know you're gonna say it and it's gonna hurt more when you say it. But if I say it myself, it's gonna be just like, nah, whatever. I know, I already know kind of deal. And then I
yeah,
went, but does it really matter though if the people really think that bad thing about me? Like, who is it hurting? Is it hurting me? Certainly not, because that's an expression of who they are as a person if they choose to say nasty things about me. So really, I don't need to worry so much about that. And with that realization came the other realization that I can just be kinder to myself because nobody else is gonna be at that point.
yeah. I think being mean to yourself as a preemptive like
Yeah.
shield for the expectation that other people are going to be cruel
Yep.
to you is
Oh yeah.
is very common. And it's like if you set up this wall of like, well, you can't hurt me because nothing you say is worse than something I can say to myself,
Exactly.
um, then it feels protective and it feels safe, but like you're also in this like self-destruct constantly, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, well, once again, we've solved all of the world's problems.
We did.
So this face looks a little bit different. I like that I did the single eye slit thing instead of trying to do double, because I like when it's thicker for the double, but it can start looking a little crazy if it starts coming apart. So, and the mouth and nose placement I think are give the design a little bit of like room to breathe. So I think I like this one better actually, my new one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like it a lot.
He's so cute. I was
Yeah.
telling Lori, and I feel like I should confess that I don't really like it. Like
Oh,
I didn't really like I s- I saw I couldn't get through the Tim Curry one.
oh.
Um, it's kind of corny, and I'm sure if I saw it when I was like younger or like it was like more like formative years, I know because I know it's got like a cult following, and those are kind of always hard if you're not like if it doesn't hit you in the right time in your life, you know?
That's true, yeah. First time I watched The Shining, I hated it. And that's like a favorite for a lot of horror fans.
Hmm. I still haven't seen that. And then I liked the 2017 one more. I didn't see part two
Oh,
um yet, and I probably will. It's also they're very long movies. Like they're very long
oh my goodness, yeah.
because
It
there's
it's
so much
kind of
story. Like it's just they're so fucking long. I'm glad
it's
that they made it into two movies.
it's
It
like
should be.
a yeah, starting to watch those is like a huge project. Like it's not just a fun time. Like you have to invest energy into it, sort of.
Hmm.
So it can be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So many freaking colors in this pattern. One, two, three, four, five, six colors for Jason.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
okay.
I had more than that. I simplified it.
Thank you, Lori. I really appreciate that.
Thank
Let me
you.
let me grab the other designs I have, and we'll pick what's next. I kind of think I know what I want to do, but
Boom, boom, boom,
there's options.
boom. Lori asks if you're talking about Rocky Horror. Did we mention that? I don't think we did.
We were talking about it.
Yeah, we
I
were
think
talking
because we
about it.
mentioned cult classic, that's a pretty like that's probably like the I would say most polarizing cult classic movie. I was actually thinking of Rocky Horror, so I maybe you were reading my mind, Lori. Um, because yeah, to me, like that's another one where like I went and I did like the like small theater, like went to go see the show and did like like watched had like the interactive, aspect to it, which I feel like that's like the only way that you can even remotely enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's like the world's longest movie, also. And it's just totally crazy. But yeah, that's another one where I feel like if like you either like love it or have some like special place in your heart for it, or you just like you're like I don't get it.
Zach says he can't watch horror movies. The Grudge ruined it for him. I
Oh
totally
my,
get that.
The Grudge, like
Yeah.
that is one of the two movies where I couldn't even say the name of the movie until like literally like last year.
Uh huh.
Like The Grudge and The Ring, they fucked me up.
Oh my
They
goodness, The Ring. Yeah, The Ring totally effed me up too.
okay, so yeah, so if you can't watch horror movies, I have zero judgment towards that because I literally just started in my adulthood because I was like, I feel like there's so many movies I wanted to watch that my like desire to watch them kind of overran my
Yeah.
fear of them. And then also like I really like makeup, and like the practical effects are good for me to focus on so that I don't it's not so scary for me because I'm like, oh, like I wonder how they did that like torso, or whatever.
True. That's
Okay.
amazing.
Okay, so these are the remaining um, horror babies. So I'll turn this over so it's not on a white background. So this is Art the Clown, Sans hat. Um, I should figure out how to do the hat because I feel like he needs it. But this is him with his little sunglasses. This is Ghostface.
I like
And
those.
then here's a little alien, probably one of the simplest.
Oh,
I feel like this would look really good in the green. I don't have like a
oh
good
my
alien green.
gosh. I love that.
And then the two most complicated, just in like steps, design, or like whatever, are going to be Freddy and Billy. Um, Freddy has like Freddy's just like a very weird pizza face, like pie face, um, that I just was kind of like winging the design of. And then Billy just has a ton of features that you have to fit on a very small face. So if anyone has any preference on what they would prefer to see next, I would be happy to
Chris
do
says
that.
Elvira. Chris can't wait for Elvira.
I haven't designed her yet. I kind of stuck to I did put her obviously in my picture, but I haven't designed her yet. If that's
Yeah.
one you want to see, I'll make it a priority to do that. For me, like obviously, I'm gonna have it be like very 3D.
Oh yes,
if you know
please
what I,
do.
if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yes, please do the boobies. It's gotta be good. Yeah, because you gotta do her justice.
Hmm. And
Cassandra Peterson is such a gorgeous woman.
she's gorgeous, and she's like funny and humble and just like
Oh hell yeah.
everything. Love her. What an icon.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, so I can also I feel like to put her in there, like to get her proportions and to get things looking right, she would have to be probably the biggest patch because her hair is huge and her boobs are huge. So it's
Mhm.
like you would have to you would I think they just like take up so much space that you would really have to like I couldn't do one that's like, let's see, like Ghostface is like a little over 3.5, maybe like 3 3/4 inches, and Freddy's pretty long given his glove, which is 5 3/4. Just for reference, I didn't measure this at the beginning. So Pennywise from top to bottom is 4 1/4 tall, and from side to side is like 5 3/4 wide. But he's also so some of these are more thin and flexible than others. If you are putting it on a blanket or something that you want to remain very like flexible or something like that, or probably a wearable would be more applicable. Like
Oh, yeah.
Jason is, sorry, Freddy is not as like not doesn't have the same give because God, he really does look like a pizza. Every time I see him, I just see like a pizza. But you can see how Pennywise is really just this one layer of fabric and then just a couple 3D details, whereas all of Freddy is going to be at least 2 layers thick, if not more. So, yeah.
Laura says, if there are shows with flashing lights, I can see them.
Oh, that's hard.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard. I think it's good that more places are, and more like movies and shows are putting like flashing light warnings, because a lot of people like are photosensitive, whether it's due to epilepsy, like some seizure disorder, or like even things like migraines and stuff like that. Like my ex had chronic migraines, and flashing lights
Yeah.
were like a really big trigger for her.
My partner has epilepsy too.
Oh, is he photosensitive?
Um, I actually have no clue because he's not had seizures or anything in a while, so I don't think he even knows.
Oh, that's good that he hasn't had seizures for a long time,
Yeah.
because those are, I've heard, very, very rough. I know quite a few people with a seizure disorder, and crazy. The body just like it's our bodies are just not meant to like hold up. It seems. From the more people I meet, the more I'm like, how we are just designed poorly.
Yeah, true. Zach is gonna go brush his teeth.
Okay.
Lori,
Thank you,
I'll
Zach. I
say
can smell your mouth from here.
sorry if I've already read your comment or if I've ignored your comment. It's not on purpose. I'm just like all over the place.
Oh, and I can see the comments too. So I think between the two of us, I think we've got most of it. I know when we were talking about mental health or like being hard on ourselves, Lori commented some things that I couldn't quite read because they're a little small for me. I need to go get my eyes checked for real. Yes, can't go to the movie theater because of the migraines. Yes, and they're so loud. Movie theaters are so loud, and then um, my case is epilepsy. Yeah. Yeah, but I like that people are putting warnings on things so that people can be aware and be, take care of themselves. Because especially like the thing is like with flashing lights is like, or flickering lights, like it's all around us and it can
Yeah,
happen at any time. And to have that as a trigger is so, it's like minimizing your exposure. It can be life saving, So
true. Mm-hmm.
okay, so we want to have an Elvira. I'll put that on my list. I will try my best to figure out how to make the Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
but of the ones that we haven't done yet, is there any kind of pull one way or the other towards which one we do next?
Ghostface.
Ghostface? Yeah,
Ghostface. Just
that
because I
that
went to see Scream recently.
mhm. And Ghostface is actually very easy. It's I would say it's it's like one of the easiest among these. So um, it is the only one that I had to shape differently. So all of these, you'll see me working in a magic circle, and I work in the round and all of that. For Ghostface, just with the how long his chin is, it didn't really work out that way. I tried it a bunch of different ways, could not make it work. So, so he's actually done in a slightly different way. We start with chains and stuff. Oh my gosh, pizza face.
Oh my goodness. Stop talking about pizza. I want
I'm,
to eat pizza.
I know, me too. Always. I'm always in the mood for pizza.
So good.
Yeah. Do you think Art needs a hat?
Mm, I like him without the hat too, but I mean, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like if you know Terrifier, you know who this is
Yeah,
without the hat. but I think that it does increase his uh, how easy it is to identify him if he has the hat. I just like I could not wrap my brain around how to make this freaking hat. Like I can't. I'm like, how do I make it? It just doesn't make sense to me. And
I
I want to
can
make it.
try to figure out something.
Yeah, that would be helpful. If anyone wants to take a crack at it, um, like I could make it in two pieces, like that. If I combined, if we're looking at like this shape right here, how like if I made just like the bottom of the brim of the hat and then like the top of the hat, like
Yeah.
those would be really simple shapes to put together. But because all of these are like sewing and different pieces and all that stuff, I'm trying to reduce that. So my brain is like, just make one piece. But I don't know how to do it in one piece. So I think that that's kind of what is frustrating me is that because like if I start from the bottom, then I've got to do a decrease very suddenly to make the top of the hat. And if I start from the top, then I have to do, sorry, not a decrease, decrease. And then if I start from the top, then I have to do an increase really quickly. And I just
Yeah.
don't, I don't know.
I'll let you know if I find out how to do it.
Yeah.
I'll try, but I can't give you any guarantee because my brain is so. Oh my goodness.
No,
These
that's totally
days.
fine.
Lori has an idea for her chesticles, and Lori will message you about it.
Yay! I was thinking how funny it would be, and granted, this will like not be practical at all if you put it in like a cardigan or something. But if you were doing like if you did a blanket, and you know those like stress things that are like you pop them up and down,
Oh, heck yeah.
and if you could like pop pop boobs
That would be amazing. I would pay for that.
like a fidget inside of her chest. I think that would be so
That in my
funny.
life. Squishy boobies.
We're just like, I am severely mentally ill. Yeah, between Yumi and Lori, I'm sure we can figure it out. And it's probably something that's like very easy that like my brain just like literally does not want to get past. I also struggled with that when I was working on Freddy because I was like, should I do his hat? Because when I just had his face, it was not. I would not say it was recognizable. And like the glove is like whatever. The glove is what it is. But like without the glove, like he's not recognizable. But I when I was thinking about how to do the hat, I was like, I have no idea how to do this. So I got in my head that I can't make hats for some reason. And for some reason, that's where I draw the line of my like ability to crochet things. And then I was thinking about art, and I was like, I have no idea. You haven't moved to brush your teeth. That's okay, Zach. No judgment. Brush them when you can.
I need to brush mine too, Zach. No worries.
Yeah. And I mean, like, worst comes to worst, I can switch it. I can move it to two parts. Because so art is a face circle. So his shape is almost identical to what Jason's is. And he's just an oval.
Yeah.
There's nothing fancy going on there. And then you make the eyes. So two eyes and then the mouth. So that's pretty much the standard number of pieces for every for all of the shapes that I did. And then like adding the hat, and if it were two parts, it feels like a lot, but to make him look better. Also, it's hard because like he he doesn't have his like very distinctive nose or things like that. But I thought the glasses would supersede the need to make a big old hook nose or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when you look at him straight on, you kind of don't have that. He's so flat white. You know, he doesn't have like a lot of contour. They like sculpted the his prosthetics, you know, to be so matte white, and then like his features came out because of the dimension, not because of
Yeah, exactly.
like contouring and shit.
These artists are so good at what they do.
I know. That's one type of makeup that I've never been like particularly good at. It's like special effects makeup. I've
I've
always
done
thought it
some,
was insanely cool.
yeah,
But
I've done some latex stuff when I was in high school because we had like a haunted house kind of thing
mm,
to fund our prom, and that
mhm.
was so much fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love that's about the extent of mine too. Is like latex and just kind of like
I,
some
yeah.
basic
I've
kind of
done ripped nails. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I scared so many people on Facebook. They thought it was my actual nail.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's also insane that like um with like the censorship of a lot of social medias, which I understand why you shouldn't be able to like show gore in like in a certain sense, right?
Yeah.
But like when it's makeup and that gets like because like I know that there are like special effects makeup artists who've gotten like their YouTube channels taken down because they did something
Yeah,
that
it's
was
so sad. I
gory, and
love
you're
that
like
stuff.
that's that should be in like a different category,
Yeah,
or like it should be like, you know, just an acknowledgement that like synthetic gore at the beginning, and that should be
well, a trigger warning.
yeah,
I'm a firm believer in everything has its place when it's got a trigger warning and proper like caution everything. You know what I mean?
definitely. Yeah, because like if you're just scrolling like on the bus and you see some stuff that you like, you're like, oh my gosh, and it's like no, you know, not only do you see it, but like people around you see it, and like you know,
True.
like all of that, like and sometimes you don't need to see all that. Like you need to be like emotionally ready for that.
Absolutely.
So I understand why some of that exists, but it seems like there's like because like I you know, and I think they're starting to get like a little bit better where it's like it'll be like, you know, on certain pictures it'll be like this shows, you know, explicit or like whatever that you
Yeah.
can click on before, so it's like a filter before you see it. You have to agree to seeing it, and like that's how it should be. You know,
I like that.
you choose your own adventure.
Yay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Aha.
Okay,
Oh, I'm doing some
so
progress.
I know that we did this. We started on Tuesday. Are Tuesdays a good day for people? Um, because I didn't want to do Mondays because I know that um, a lot of people go live on Mondays and stuff like that. So I was like, Tuesdays, that
Mhm.
should be fine. But I don't know if Tuesday actually is a better day or not. Because if I go live, it's pretty random usually. So I guess just in the comments or something, just kind of let me know if Tuesdays work or if like Sundays or Wednesdays would be better, and we'll get this scheduled. But I think tonight worked. What is today? Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
Friday's good for me at least, I can tell you that much. My
Cool.
partner likes to game with his friend, and I don't have much going on. Some work and some stuff, but other than that, it'll be up to the people in the comments to tell you.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. If everyone will let me know if you have any kind of specific schedule. Otherwise, I'll just stick to Tuesday and we'll just make it work. But thank you for hanging out with me. I think we made a pretty cute little guy, if I do say so myself. And thank you, Winter, for hanging out with me. Really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, friend.
Yes. And I will see you all eventually. Talk to you later.